All right, Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. So we have, and I know I'm dropping a lot of vids right now, and it's a bit difficult to keep up, but we're doing this. Okay, we have an entire box of beautiful boards. This is similar to the boards we had beforehand. Right now, this is not the gray cylinder. This is the gray square. So when it comes to this project here, this is the gray square bucket. We have the gray cylinder, and we also have the gray minis. So what we're doing is we're actually taking all of these boards here, and we're going to leave them in here for a couple of months, maybe 3 months or so. This is going to take some time, but it's absolutely fine. So we have a lot of new pieces here. We have some new pieces next to us, and I also have another box of goodies I'm going to put in. Okay, now when it comes to these boards here, some people say you could just throw them, but I want to get all the gold to get in there right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in. I'm going to stack it like this and drop it right there. Okay, now the good part is the height of this container is good because I don't have to worry about that splashing. Okay, look at this. Look at these boards in here. These are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful boards in here. Now what I'm probably going to do is once a week I'm going to come in and I'm actually going to end up stirring it up. Another thing you can actually use is what's called a bubbler. A bubbler allows you to get that air and oxygen inside of it right now, but you usually need it to be at the bottom. The bubblers have a tube. Alright, I wanted to bring in a bubbler to actually show you what that'll look like, but don't have one there. They could actually end up making special bubbler pieces where it's a piece of wood or plastic attached to something that you can sink to the bottom. They haven't come out with something like that yet, but they may in the future. So we're going to put our beautiful boards here. Now it's a lot of boards, to be honest, and there's a lot of gold on this. So I already know one thing. We are going to get a lot out of this. To filter this is going to be different. We're going to have to slowly drip it out and then pour it, okay, over something there, and then those boards will be separated by water as usual. Okay, got a lot of beautiful little boards in here that you guys can obviously see. These are solder samples, so we have the smaller pieces here, but they didn't work out. See that X on it? The board wasn't practically good. Woo! All right. Got to be careful. Watch those. You got beautiful minis here right now. And we have some here which should have actually ended up going to a computer. If you can actually see that. This should have went to a computer. That's where this goes. And this has to go to, look at that. They actually have the silver piece still attached to that. Okay. But it was no good. No good solder piece there. Okay. Throw a few more pieces in here. Look like they don't have much gold on it, but you look at the back, you got beautiful gold on that. These are very beautiful pieces here right now. Look at this. All gold on this side here. I could easily file this or get a glove, and probably I wouldn't even want to use a scrubbing brush there at all, or a sponge, but I could actually just end up using something else that might be an aggressive plastic brush, and just go into that. Okay, now this acid in here has been used before. Okay, and we're just putting that in. We're just putting this in here. All right, this is how this will work right now. We're just throwing that in now. The treat is, I'm going to put this aside. These pieces are big. I have a few more here that I did want to put in. We do have some bigger pieces. Now these bigger pieces is where it was attached to a larger board and it was depopulated by a large machine. So this went into a large machine that got superheated up to 200 degrees and they rolled it around. So you don't have any components on here, but what you do have is a lot of solder and a lot of gold on this. Now this board is thick, very thick. It's more than a few millimeters, okay? These ones I definitely put on the side there, but I do want them to get an acid right now. Yeah, these bad boys are thick, and I mean very, very thick right now. And I definitely want that acid to get them up. Yeah, look at these here. Look at that beautiful gold on it. All of those will end up coming off in the acid over a nice period of time. Ooh, right now. Okay. So look at this. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. No components on it. Have touched it yet. This came off of a defective, this came off of a defective product. That sucks. Now again, as you the buyer, that's not your fault. There's nothing that happens. Now, I have seen people snap these in half to get them smaller. Technically, you can, but be very careful, because I want you to remember that even though it is a lot of gold, yep, I cut myself on it. It is still fiberglass. Yep, look at that. I already did. It's already fiberglass. So be very careful with these pieces, as they're all like that right now. Now, I don't want to throw pieces like this in because it's got too many components on it, and that is going to end up ruining the measurement that I would actually end up having there right now. So pieces like this are good. Solder sample. Look at the gold on this stuff here. It's good, beautiful, beautiful. We'll definitely put that stuff in, and then I'll come by sometimes, and then once a week I'll be able to give them a quick stir, check out how things have moved so far, which will definitely be good. See, this piece has a lot of gold on it, which is great, but we got a lot of components on it. So that right there would have to be split in half and go through a rotisserie oven right now. Okay? So another thing of what we got is we have the actual large motherboards. We're about to put these bad boys in. Okay, we're going to put these, look at this. Look at the size of this stuff in here right now. Okay? It's absolutely beautiful. We're going to put those in. Ooh, man. See, this is why you got to wear gloves. Look at that. Got that acid all over me. Okay? Put that in. Now, what do we have to do? We have to add in a bit more acid. All right? So I'm going to add some more acid to this because I want everything to go through smoothly and evenly. Okay? I got to find a container. Yeah. I don't have one clean container around here. I'm going to just pour it in. I got one, guys. All right, so what do we want to do? Well, how this actually effectively works is very simple right now. We want to put more acid in here. We need to put a bit more acid. So what I always do is I always start out with hydrochloric acid, which is very simple. You want to always use hydrochloric acid to start out before you do any improper stirring. Makes it easier right now. Okay. Once you do that, you want to go in with your muriatic acid and then pour the acid in because you want an even mix, okay? Now you'll be able to see everything working well because it should begin to bubble on the inside of the container. And always do this outside as it's a lot easier to go through. I'll just pour some of that in there right now. There we go. Pour some of you around. And what I just did is I cleaned up the outside where all of those splashes were. So now those are down, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mixture here and then I'm going to pour it in. Now, you see what just happened? I just had a bug fly in there. This is why you always have to cover your stuff down. In the summer, those bugs do not care at all. Okay? Now, this is good because even though this is acid that I've used and the acid still might be good, I do want to make sure I put enough in there so that it does saturate all of the gold, okay? And I know this acid works because I previously used it before. Now, what I do want to do as well is, because I already have my project in here and I already have my acid in here, this is ready to go, and she's already smoking. If you can kind of clearly see it, I want to put a bit more acid in there, okay? I want to get that at least an inch higher than the entire project because you need everything to actually be saturated there. And then when I come in one time it's the best part of actually having a thick container. I can just go ahead and jubble it up like that. And that allows it to actually stir around. When you do that, you may end up seeing bubbles. You do always want to see bubbles. That lets you know that the acid is working. Okay? So what I'm actually going to do is I've already used the hydrochloric acid there. I used some more muriatic. I'm going to do one more set mixture here. This is the hydrogen peroxide that we have. Pour this into my open container. Okay. And then I'm going to pour in some muriatic. And I'm not going to pour all of it in right now because pouring all of it in is just unneeded. So I will take this here. I'm going to put a little in. Now, another thing you want to do is watch for the color chemical change. You always want it to be clear. All right. If it turns yellow, that's okay. That lets you know it is working right now. All right. I don't want to do an uneven mixture. Okay. But I do want to make sure that the chemicals I have in here at least go above the project I have. And then once a week, I'll come back, I'll cap it, I'll let it breathe, I'll shake it over a little bit, and then I could actually get a bubbler with a glass tube that basically just aerates it for 15 minutes. Okay? It's very, very good to have those there. All right? So we're going to put this in, put this up, and then voila. That's it. We are done. We completed it. Our gold scrap is inside. Our acid mix of muriatic acid, hydrogen peroxide is inside there. Everything's already stirred up. We're going to lever. Now, some people would like to have a stick. The stick, I'm telling you, should not be made out of metal because this is corrosive. You can get yourself a wooden stick, okay? You can go to Home Depot, or you can actually go into the back and find scrap. You can get a little paint stick that fell off of something there. I can actually use this and just go down and start poking that stuff in there right now. And as you can see, it's already starting to bubble. So this is good. I can actually leave it and cover this down. Now, how do I effectively cover down a container that doesn't have a cover? Well, one of the things I actually did is very simple. I used plastic bags. Okay. I'm going to show you what I did here. I got a plastic bag and I put it over it like this. Okay. And then once I did that, just in case there was a hole in it, such as this now that I just see, I'm going to end up getting another piece of plastic and I'm going to put it over this way, long ways. That way, if it does rain, the water will not get inside, okay? Now, always keep it at a certain direction pointed away from the wind. It just makes it a bit easier for you, okay? Now, after I did that, I get another plastic layer piece and I put over it like this. Now, some people say, well, that's too much of a cover. You do want it to breathe. Its ability to breathe is depending on how much air can get into it if it's still closed down, okay? And then I have these metal brackets here. What I do is it goes right over it like this, just like that. It's not going to clamp it. It's not going to be too tough on the plastic. It's not going to put a hole on it or anything like that right now, okay? Very simple, all right? Something just like that. And then in order to make it a bit better right now, what I actually decided to do is put some of them long ways, like this. Okay? Just like that. And it doesn't have to be too tight. It just holds it over because of the rain. All right? So it can still get air. Air can still go up in there right now, but it's clamped down to protect it from the wind. And that's it. Okay? So we'll leave that to sit till July. We'll officially take it off and begin straining it. All right? And then once a week, I can come back and shake it up. All right? That's it. Dumpster diver, put up the gold diver, and gold bar refiner out.